Monster Hunter always introduced new and different kinds of monsters in every game. I believe the amount is in the hundreds nowadays. From these hundreds of monsters, there must be some that gives you a hard time, especially when it is the first time you come up against it. Just so hard to hunt down. These kinds of monsters are also known as walls. Wall itself is actually not an official term. It's more of an expression for things that blocks your way of moving forward. The word wall is used because wall as an object itself is sturdy, tall, hard to get through. That's why the term overcoming the wall exists, as an expression of triumphant, overcoming things that held us back. Things that we weren't able to get past. In Monster Hunter, this wall usually came in a form of a monster that is so difficult to take down. The reason for the difficulty varies, maybe because it is the first time we encounter it, or maybe our armor got not enough defense, or maybe the difficulty spike is just that high. Or maybe we are just not good enough as a player. Yet. In Monster Hunter World, most of the players consider Anjanath as their first wall. Fair enough, considering its attacks hits way harder than the previous monsters. Its range of attacks is also longer. Its moves are brutal. It also has a pin attack. Naturally, people will be having a hard time facing it. But that's other people, because I felt like I hit a wall only after reaching high rank, facing two tempered Bomber B-52 at the same time. But even that is not actually the first wall I've ever faced, because the first time I hit a wall in Monster Hunter is a long time ago in Monster Hunter Freedom Unite. The first ever Monster Hunter game I played is the Monster Hunter Freedom Unite, and to be very honest, not only once or twice I got stuck in this game, especially while experiencing the game for the first time. Yeah, well, I was still learning about the game, so it is to be expected. I picked hammer as my weapon, and it became my main weapon until now. So, I began my journey of completing quests. Bulldrome, Geodrome, Yankutku, Rathian, all was taken down by me. Then come the Absolute Power quest. I was like, damn! That was kind of hard name for a quest. And if you play Freedom Unite, you'll absolutely aware that the first time we're introduced to Tigrex is in a gathering quest titled A Sinking Feeling, where Tigrex shows up as a cameo in that quest, just to scare and give chase to us. And now you're saying I gotta deal with this ball of raw muscle called Tigrex? Hell nah, bro. I'ma tell you something. In the Absolute Power quest, it is not me who is hunting Tigrex. It is the Tigrex who hunts me. It was an impossible shit to me back then. I was getting obliterated. I kept dying and dying and dying. It was batshit crazy. And when I'm not, I was just running around trying to survive, only to fail because the timer ran out. I was so frustrated. How in the hell am I supposed to go against this monster? So I started looking up ways to beat Tigrex, and I found something. I think it was on GameFAQs, I don't really remember. It explained that you can't just attack randomly. You gotta watch the Tigrex movements. If there's no opening, don't force it. Wait for a bigger window to chip in some damage. Also, where I stand matters. Since I was using hammer, try to get close to its head and aim for it consistently to KO this monster. And of course, try to be in a spot where you can dodge its attacks easily. This is actually the moment I really learned about positioning. Now that I knew what to do, I gave it a shot to test if the guide was legit. Turns out it worked. Well, not immediately, only after several tries where I get better and better with each try. Chipping away at his head really paid off. That's how I finally overcame my first wall in Monster Hunter. And I learned so much from it. Things like how to accurately target the head of a monster using hammer with limited windows, how to get myself into good position to attack, to not hesitate to throw some attacks when the opportunity came. Those lessons stuck with me. And of course, super useful when I play Monster Hunter World later on. That's why I got no real trouble going through low rank to high rank. Well, except for the double tempered Basil G's and tempered Kirin, it was also not that bad. I only needed to do some trials and errors to get through. Nothing as painful as going up against that ball of muscle. Thanks to the knowledge I gained from the previous games, everything else was manageable. In actuality, no matter how tough a monster is, there's always going to be some ways to defeat it. If it's a monster that utilizes lightning attacks like Kirin, use armor with high thunder resistance. If you're annoyed by Kushala Daora's wind aura, use poison weapons or simply bring poison smoke bombs to weaken it. There's always a trick. Just don't be too proud to use unique strategies in Monster Hunter. That's what makes the game attractive. So yeah, that's my story about overcoming my first wall in Monster Hunter. If you're still stuck, well, maybe it's just a skill issue. Maybe you're just not grasping it yet. Maybe you haven't got used to your weapon yet, or you just haven't figured out the monster yet. Well, you can just drop a comment below and share about why you're stuck. Maybe I, or someone else watching, can help you out. Consider subscribing also. Anyway, thank you so much for watching, and as always, remember to stay away from poaching and hunt within regulations. Peace.